Man, oh man, it's been a minute. It feels like it's been a minute since I've been live. All the holidays is almost over. Got one more left to go. We got New Year's. And I don't know, kind of happy about New Year's. Cool with New Year's. You know what I'm saying? New Year's I'm cool with. New Year's is one of my more favorite holidays because it's like it's the beginning of the end of the year. You know what I mean? Like it just means that it used to mean that um that all my birthdays, I didn't have to do no more birthdays. I didn't have to do none of that. But then Mia came along and she decided she wanted to be born in January. So, you know, that made things different. So it was like not New Year's now. Now I have to wait till January 22nd for things to get, you know, normalized. All right. Hold up. Oh, I see somebody up in the chat. Let's come over here and see what's up. Let me come over here. Hold on. Let me come over here. Come over here. Oh, yep, there it is. Sorry. All right. Nobody's speaking, but that's fine. If you are in the chat, say hello. Let me know who you are. Let me see what you guys are up to. Anyway, so I wrote this mess is almost over, meaning 2025. 2025 sucked a butt. What's up, new local Austin? The fish nerds. What's up? The fish nerds, as in plural. Are there more of you, or do you have multi-personality disorder? It's like there a bunch of individuals inside of you. Anywho, yeah, this whole mess of 2025 is almost over. So I got to get back into my rhythm of making things happen. Now, before all the holidays started coming up, and I picked up this part-time, full-time job, I was going hard and heavy on this fish food thing, and I got to get back into it because now that people are done spending money on other people, now they're going to start spending money on themselves and on, you know, their fish and stuff like that. So sales did take kind of a little bit of a dip, but I kind of was expecting that during, you know, Christmas time. I know when I worked at the fish store, it was the same thing. What's up, Mark? How you doing? So, the whole family helps. I get it. That's great that the whole family's involved. I wish my whole family was involved in this thing because really, it would make things a lot funner. You know, it just really would. It would make things so much funner for me. But then I would have other people's input that I have to worry about. And I don't know. I've been enjoying having, as far as my all the fish stuff is concerned, I've been enjoying having the only say in the house as far as that goes, you know. But whereas the whole family would be concerned, like you, I bet you got probably other personalities clashes. Like, oh no, I don't like that fish, or before we get this fish, we have to get that fish, or no, I want this tank to look this certain type of way. I don't have to worry about that. But I was at Consolidated the other day. What's up, J Rock? I was at Consolidated the other day, and there was this grandfather and his grandson that come in all the time. And the grandfather and the grandson, the I forget the grandfather's name, but the grandson is called Anderson. So, and I remember that because I always think of the Matrix. Mr. Anderson. What's up, Riri? How you doing? Anyway, they always come in all the time, and you know, it's nice watching a grandfather and a grandson bond over the fish keeping. Well, Friday for the first time, they brought in the boss. Um, the mother or the grandmother, which is Anderson's grandmother and the gentleman's wife, and she came in there because she wanted to see what was going on, and what they every Friday they would come up to the fish store and they would come back with fish. I guess she wanted to see where these guys were going, and yeah, I needed a break too. Where these guys were going every Friday, and so she walked into the fish store, and lo and behold, she decided she wanted to get fish. Whereas normally he has to sneak fish in the house, or she's a variable. You know what I'm saying? Like she is like something he has to overcome in the getting fish scenario. Well, in this particular case, she was like, "Ooh, I like this one. We're gonna get that one. Ooh, I want this one. We're gonna put this in that tank." And he was kind of like dumbfounded, like, "Oh, we can't do this and we can't do that." And I'm like, "Bro, you better figure out a way to do it, because you need to make mama happy so that she can continue allowing you to do what you want to do. Trust me. You keep mama happy in the fish department, you know what I mean? If she's not really into the fish like we are, you know what I mean? What's up, MC Aquatics? I'm sorry. And she's coming in and she's wanting fish. Yeah, she caught the bug. You need to let her get what the hell she wants. You know what I'm saying? So he did. He did. He did. He did the right thing. He let mama get what she wants. He put what he wanted aside, because he's gonna come in next week and get what he wants anyway. It's just this way. It's just a little bit easy on him when she gets to be involved. You know what I'm saying? So that was cool to see. That was really cool to see. But yeah, so I just figured I go live. What's up, Fish Fam Link? How you doing? I'm over here putting some labels because I gotta get some food orders out. For those of you who don't remember, I do sell fish food on my website, aquafunkaquatics.com. And I know people are going to start ordering again, especially since they're done with Christmas. They can start thinking about themselves. So, yeah, I'm getting back into it. I tell you what. And I think I'm going to do a video on it. And I know I've been meaning to do a video on the fish food and how to feed your fish and all that good stuff to kind of promote the fish food sales part of my channel. I mean of the website. But there's one particular food, I call it fry food because that's what I use it for and that's what it's intended for. But a lot of people are using it for their nano fish. Oh snap! Liquid Zoo and Fish Fam Link is in the house. Oh my gosh, that's some serious multiverse situation going on right there. Yeah, a lot of people are using that fry food for nano fish, and they seem to be really liking. Been a while since I've been able to talk shit to you. Hey man, look, come on. If you ever feel the itch that you need to scratch, I feel like, you know what? I haven't talked crap to AQUA FUNK. I need to get it out. I need to get it out of my system. Come on in. Everybody's welcome to talk crap to me. Sometimes I look in front of the mirror, I talk crap to myself. And I tell myself the worst things. Anyone else not able to see the itch in that? I don't. Wait. Where's my glass? Where's my dang on glass? Because whatever he's saying, it sounds good. Where's my glasses? I left it in the room. I gotta get my glasses. Hold on. I'll be white black. Okie dokie pokey. All right, let's see what he's talking about. It is my birthday. It is my birthday. It surely is. Let's see. Where is it? Anyone else not top of his head? I just see nothing. Oh, that itch is contagious. Thank you. The glasses are probably camouflaged too. Yeah. All right. So anyway, what was I talking about? I was talking about something. It was probably profound, knowing me. Because whenever I say stuff, it's normally very profound. You know what I mean? My goodness, he may need glasses. Fried food, yes, yeah. So it's really cool that people are really digging it. And it's funny that what people use the food, because I assume people are gonna buy food for a specific purpose, and then they tell me what they're using it for, and I was like, I never thought of using it in that particular way. Dumbfounded. I mean, I would probably say that too. I mean, because like I'm a cichlid keeper, right? What's up, Foxy? How you doing? I bought angel fish, goldfish, and rainbow sharks and put it in the same tank, and it's been a week. They are settling. Okay. There you go. The goldfish and rainbow sharks. The goldfish, huh? Hold on. Angelfish, goldfish. So the goldfish. Goldfish. Goldfish would probably be the only one I'd probably be like, just because they normally take. Okay, you know what? So let me start out by saying, I'm glad that you got the fish you wanted to get. First of all, I was about to go into this whole spiel and be like, oh, well, goldfish need a different parameters and blah. To which I would have not lied to myself if I said that. Because while, yes, there is a whatever parameters and all that stuff, I really, sexy, foxy, roxy. Look, man, whatever floats your boat, tickles your pickles, makes you happy, then I say go ahead and do it. Later on, if you do find out that you're having issues, hit me up. We'll make this happy. Happy holidays. I was looking for help with my angelfish. I like how you say it straight up. Long story short, I added 5 juvenile angelfish to my 75-gallon aquarium. Awesome. I think they're gonna love your 75-gallon aquarium. 5 angelfish, plenty of room to roam. I have a 180-gallon tank with mostly Oscars and goldfish and sailfin plecos. One of my favorite ones. Are they also called rhino plecos? I think sometimes people call sailfin and rhino plecos the same one. Let me know. And a dojo loach. All are huge. Probably a bit overstocked. A 180. How many Oscars? You know, what type of goldfish? 2 of them are having issues swimming. Which 2 of the angels are having issues swimming? Let me know about the angels. I quarantined them in a 5-gallon bucket since that's the best I can do. Well, if that's the best you can do, then that's the best that can be asked for. I use my aquarium water, put a heater and an air stone. I don't know what I should buy to help them live. Well, let's try and figure out what's going on. And a 13-inch true parrot cichlid. Ooh, okay. How big are the Oscars? For how many Oscars though? How many Oscars? two of them. Well, anyway, so let's get this. Let's go over this first of all. You have the heater. You have an air stone. If you could put a sponge filter in there, that would be very, very awesome to put in that 5-gallon bucket. A sponge filter would be great. Depending on what's wrong with them, you said they're not swimming right. Is that what you're saying? Let me see. If they're not swimming right, have you? Two of them are having. If they're having issues swimming, it might be a swim bladder issue. Most of the time, it's a swim bladder issue. In which case, there are a couple of things you can do. My biggest goldfish is about 8 inches, and I have 3 Oscars that are 12, and 5 of them that are only. Oh, you have 3 that are 12 inches, and 5 or 6 that are only 6 and 7. Yeah, you gotta, woohoo! You got a lot of fish up in there. I say get more filtration, and if they don't kill each other, then you're good. Yeah, that's a lot of fish. That's a lot of fish. A lot of big size fish in that 180. Depending on what type of filtration you have, you're gonna have to do a lot of water changes when they get bigger. But you probably gonna later on you might have to take some out, for water quality purposes more than anything else. But let me get back to these angels. So, okay, so if they're having problems swimming, it's more than likely a swim bladder issues. Which there's a couple of things that you can do. You can feed them peas, right? A lot of times swim bladder issues is a blockage in their guts. They gotta pass it. Do you want to spend 20 plus on a $5 fish? Well, hold on, wait, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna try and do the cheap way first. This is the cheap way to fix these fish. Peas, right? A lot of times, if you boil the peas and you put it in there, maybe you want to smush them up. If you can get them to eat that, that'll kind of, it's like a laxative. It'll push everything through, helping their swim bladder issue. Epsom salt baths. Now, I forget the ratios. You have to go on YouTube and look up Epsom salt baths for swim bladder because I forget ratios. I'm dyslexic. And if you're in the chat and you know it off the top of your head, there's a whole bunch of different ratios for Epsom salt baths. Do the one that you feel safe with. Basically, what you do is you take the Epsom salt, the same one that you buy at the dollar store. Make sure it's not like lavender scented Epsom salt or any type of weird fancy. It has to be regular old Epsom salt, and you dilute that in a bucket, and then you basically put your fish in there. You asking me? What? No, I'm talking about the fish with the swim bladder issues. If anybody in the chat remembers the ratio for Epsom salt baths to help out the angelfish person that we're talking to right now, 5672. We're gonna help you out right now. You can feed them peas, like cooked, boil some peas, put it in there. If they eat it, it'll help any blockages to get that because you probably got a swim bladder issue. Epsom salt bath, where you basically dilute Epsom salt, regular pure Epsom salt. There you go. Foxy Fish got one. That's one formula you can use. There's a whole bunch. There he goes. There's different ones. Just do whichever one you feel. Yeah, do whichever one you feel works best for you. I know I've heard of some Epsom salt baths that scared the hell out of me because you just kept it in there for a long time. Just do whichever one you feel froggy. Epsom salt baths work and peas work. Of course, keep the water nice and clean. Fasting them, don't feed them. Don't feed them. I know I just said feed them peas, and now I'm saying don't feed them. Don't feed them for a while, for like 3 days, and then when you do feed them peas, and you're trying to make, it's like they're constipated. A lot of times, that's what causes the swim bladder issue. You know what I mean? 1 tablespoon to 10 gallons for long treatment. All right, so Foxy Fish is giving you a long treatment, as in, like, what are you talking about? Like, that's how it sits in the water on a regular basis? Or I'm talking about the bath where you, like, dunk the sucker in the water. It's like extreme, where you put it in there. It's kind of scary, I ain't gonna lie to you, because it's a lot of Epsom salt. But Foxy Fish is giving you what I would feel would probably be a better one because it's mild. It's not as extreme as dunking them in water. Don't forget to hit the thing. It's not as extreme as dunking them. Yeah, Epsom salt. Foxy Fish is giving you a more of a mild remedy. What I'm talking about is like a very extreme where you kind of submerge them in a high solution of Epsom salt for a fast acting thing, but it's very extreme. Foxy Fish is giving you a mild solution. So, use that one if you don't feel comfortable, putting your fish through all that stress. Which, in all actuality, I would probably try that one first. You know what I mean? Epsom salt dip is best start with 1 tablespoon per gallon. Increase as needed. There you go. See? Foxy Fish got the formula right there. So, 1 tablespoon for every 10 gallons for long term. Okay? So, basically, your fish is going to be living in this water on a regular basis. 1 tablespoon for every 10 gallons. But if you're going to do a dip, she's saying 1 tablespoon for every 1 gallon and increase as needed. But I would still go on YouTube and find yourself one and watch them do it first. Maybe watch a couple of different videos. And make sure you have clean water. But you want to get yourself a sponge filter in that 5-gallon bucket. If you can, try and get yourself an old 10-gallon tank so that you could at least monitor them and see what they're doing. Because looking down at them from the 10-gallon bucket isn't really ideal. You know what I mean? 10 to 15 minutes per dip, up to 3 times a day. Oh, Foxy Fish being all nursey and stuff. What's up, Moneyless Maven? Foxy Fish, I appreciate you. Yeah, I cannot remember these formulas. Every time I have to do something where I have to like remember quantities and amounts, I have to revisit a video. You know what I mean? So thank you, Foxy Fish. But I would look into Epsom salt, different ways people do it. Thank you, Foxy Fish. Really. But back to what I was saying. Yeah, I got to get my head back in the game on this website. I unfortunately had to take write it down, Funk. I forget where I put it. If I write it down, I forget where I put it. So I will just keep looking it up every time I need it. Luckily, I don't need it that often because I don't. Speaking of angelfish, let's back up a little bit. Let's back up a little bit. Angelfish and swim bladder issues. Compacted angelfish. Constipated angelfish. I think a lot of people make the mistake with angelfish of feeding them a super, super, super high protein diet because they're a cichlid. And while, yes, Funk will remember that, I know it. And yeah, I'll just be like, hey, let me hit up Foxy next time I need to know. What's up, Mike? So check this out. Next time, moving forward, when you feed your angelfish, if you're not trying to breed them, there's really not a super, super necessity to really, really lean into that high protein diet. You know what I mean? Some people will some people will feed their angelfish high protein diets because they'll watch some angelfish breeder, angelfish guru, right? And they'll be like, yeah, I feed my angelfish nothing but brine shrimp every day, and then bloodworms, and then beef heart, and da 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 da. And they'll be like, well, this person's an angelfish breeder. They're an expert, so I'm going to do what they're going to do. You got to keep in mind that that high protein diet a lot of times causes uh, causes swim bladder issues because they're not getting any fiber in their diet because it's such a high protein situation, right? So these people that are feeding them that type of food, they're doing it for a purpose. They're breeding their fish. And a lot of times they well, if they're reputable, if they're a what's the word I'm looking for? If they're a breeder that's not doing it like they don't have an assembly line, you know, where they're just pumping out fish, da 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 da. They're kind of like, you know, like letting their angelfish kind of rest before they do, you know, they prep them before the next batch spawn. They're not feeding them that type of food all the time. Only when it's time to them to get ready to spawn. You know, like they'll go back to like a tetra flake or a tetra pellet. Something not so super high in protein. It's okay to feed your angelfish or even any of your other cichlids something that's not super high. Like you don't have to go like, oh, this thing got 99% protein. I got a cichlid. It needs to eat that. No, it doesn't. In fact, it needs to eat other stuff too, because if you're feeding it super protein, you got to counteract that with some other stuff. You need to have some vegetation in there and some extra minerals and vitamins and all that stuff. I feel like a lot of people do damage to their angels because they lean in too much into that. It's a cichlid, so they do only sweet dreams. What the heck is Keckers? I don't know what that is. So don't be afraid to feed your angelfish a nice community food. It doesn't have to be so specialized cichlid. It can be a community food. It's just fine. I feel like a community staple food with occasional protein. Oh, that's Hagen Hill? Cackers? I know that's some crazy little Wisconsin thing y'all got going on. I don't even want to know. Don't be afraid. Any one of your cichlids. Feed them some different stuff. All your cichlids. Throw some extra stuff in there that's not meat. You know? Trust me, you'll see a difference in their vitality, their color. You'll see a difference in all that when you start feeding them different minerals and different vitamins and different ingredients. You will see a difference. The problem with my sponge filter is that it's about half the size of the 5-gallon bucket. Amazon's got some real cheap ones. Go to Amazon. They got some. You don't need nothing but a little itty bitty sponge filter. Some real cheapies, you know. Yeah, it could be that they're constipated. Epsom salt is basically a laxative type deal. So you could do what Foxy Fit. Oh, crackers, cockers. Whatever, man. Look, you know I can't even speak normally, and you're gonna go ahead and throw all this at me. Cack for Kate, Ake for Jake, and for Rivers. Okay, you're doing that. Yeah. Epsom is magic. Yeah, basically it's laxative. So that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to get everything moving up in there. So do the Epsom salt. I'm sure you have some luck, you know. But garlic. See, and Mike, I'm not saying that this is not true because I don't know everything, but I've never known garlic to be a natural laxative. I've known it to be a appetite inhibitor, stimulant, appetite stimulant. Can anybody co-sign with Mike Hunt about garlic being a laxative for fish. I fed them a mix of bug bites and viper bites. I fed them twice a day since they are no bigger than. See, bug bites and viper bites. I know bug bites is super high in protein. Awesome for angels in moderation. Viper bites, I can't remember what the protein content is on viper bites. I think he says garlic is also great. Yeah, garlic is great, but we're talking about laxatives. Is that Mike? Are you saying garlic is also a laxative? Please explain yourself, man. You can't just putting out very short, random stuff like that, man. You know how I glitch when you write stuff like that without no context behind it. I glitch. Yeah. So you don't have to feed them every day. You don't have to feed your fish every day. You could do them every other. You could feed every other day, one time every other day. Oh, it gets things. So you are saying it's a laxative. I've never heard that. That's new to me. I'd have to check that out. But that's new to me. I'll definitely look into that. Mike, you wouldn't be lying to me, would you? Would you be lying to me, Mike? Huh? You know? Bug bites. Let's bring the bug bites down to 3 times a week. It's gonna be easier on your pockets because it's expensive. And you don't have to give them that much protein all the time. Let's go ahead and do the bug bites about 3 times a week and only feed them once a day. Small amount. Promise. It's what I use. Okay. Well, there you go. Mike swears by garlic. Putting some garlic in the food. You can, if you're afraid of using garlic, minced garlic or crushed up garlic that you do from home, you can buy garlic guard, which is basically garlic juice. You can buy it or you can make it. 46% in viper bite. 46%. That's a decent amount of protein for an angelfish. Keep doing the viper bites. A little bit, once a day. I know your angelfish. I'm hungry. Every time you walk past, don't let them lie to you. They're freaking liars. They're not hungry all the time, but they will play you. I'm microphone. There you go. Look, Mike Hunt got some other little helpful hints for you too. There you go. I guess my question is how I can't buy peas or Epsom salt right now. I'm going to wait till tomorrow. Will they survive? One of them sunk to the bottom, but it's still hanging in there. The best thing, honestly, do you have any aquarium salt right now? You have regular aquarium salt? Keeping clean water in aquarium salt. I'm worried that you don't have a filter in that bucket. I don't know how long you've had them in there. You know, because you could be having without a filter in there. You know, you could be driving up the ammonia. I'm worried about not having a filter in that bucket. You know, they might have been better off in the aquarium without a filter. Unless you're constantly switching out water, you know. But listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. When it comes to a swim bladder issue, and I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Like you said, I tell it straight up. I have seen more people fail at fixing swim bladder issues than succeed. Hanging filters or sump filters is best. Are you asking me? Because I see a question mark. Depends on the application. I'll get to that in one moment because that's actually a pretty good question. But 5672. I don't want you to feel bad about what's going on. Moving forward, I do want you to change your feeding habits because that's a lot of protein. And that does sometimes become an issue with constipation. But I have seen more people fail, and I am putting myself in this category. Is microplane? I've never heard of it. I've never heard of it. I've never heard of microplane. If you've heard of microplane, put a thumb in the chat and let me know what it is. It's like a cheese grater, only super fine. I don't know what that is. So I don't want you to feel bad if your angels don't make it. I will put myself in this scenario. Every time I've seen a fish get swim bladder issues, it's been real fast. It's like hit real hard, like out of nowhere. Your fish is fine. Next thing you know, the damn thing's upside down and it's doing really bad. And it's almost very rarely do people catch it at its early stages. It's usually fine one day, and then the next day it's flipped upside down. And a lot of fish die due to swim bladder issues. A lot of people fail at it. A lot of experienced fish keepers lose fish to swim bladder issues. So if this doesn't turn out your way, please do not feel bad about it. Keep keeping fish. Just change the way you feed your fish. You know what I mean? Dip your fingers in the water and taste it or smell it. That's one way to go. Too much food in the water. Bill Myers. Too much food in the water. Well, I think we're handling the food feeding situation. Dip your fingers in the water and taste it or smell it. Or you could just, put a straw in there, suck it up that way. Well, I get it. We all do. But fish keeping is an ongoing learning scenario. You're going to have a lot of fish die on your watch. We all had a lot of fish die on our watch. As we continue keeping fish, less die in our watch, but fish continue to die. Like I know I don't have as many fish die on me as when I first started back in the day, but fish do die in my aquarium from time to time. So it's not like never going to happen. And I'm just not a sentimental person. So I'm just like, oh, sucker dead. Why? I just want to find out why he died and could correct that for the next time. If you're pushing fish with a lot of food, you need to be compensating with plenty of water changes, in my opinion. Yeah, I just saw. Listen. Really, that's good to know. So that the whole feeding them different protein is not really necessary. I only feed them brine shrimp, bloodworms 2 times a week. So once brine shrimp, yeah. So listen. This is what I feel is more necessary: a variety of food. Okay, and this is what I feel with all fish, not just cichlids, angels. In the wild, fish get, depending on the different times of year, right? Different seasons bring a different variety of food to the fish's, diet. Like in the summertime, you may have a certain type of bug that these little fish eat, and then the bigger fish eat the little fish. And then during the fall, a different bug comes along that this fish will eat, that maybe a different fish will come along, and this different fish will eat a different bug or eat different types of algae and this, that, and the other, right? Oh, a microphone is Just a different type of grader? Okay. I do 25 water changes a week since my nitrate is usually, 20. Okay, well, you're doing great with your water changes. 20 ppms. You're doing great with your water changes. So it's just that he's constipated. You know what I mean? You're doing great with your water changes. So basically where I'm getting at is that in the wild, even a fish that only eats other fish is still getting different nutrients because that little fish that it eats is eating different bugs, different algae, different biofilms. It's eating different stuff. So that fish is taking in what that little fish eats. It's getting different nutrition, right? So 46% protein, and the rest is going to be some type of a fiber. It's fine. Cut your bug bites down to 3 times a week as a treat. Save yourself some money, and let your fish digestive system kind of get a break from all that protein. You'll be all right. I also have 1 rummy nose tetra, 1 denison barb, 2 lemon plecos, 1 bristle nose pleco, 20 to 30 snails, 1 beta. How do you have 20 to 30 snails? What's up, Jeffy? Whit, how you doing, Whit? Okay, so someone asked in the chat, hang on the back filter or sump filter? Which is better? At least they put a question mark. So I'm assuming they're asking which one is better. In the chat, put sump, S-U-M-P, or H-O-B. Which do you think is better? Hang on the back filter or a sump filter? For, I'm going to say a 75-gallon aquarium. Oh, snap. 75-gallon aquarium. Which is better? Hang on the back or a sump? And I'm very specific about that 75-gallon because that kind of changes the scenario on which way you're going to go. If I said a 10-gallon, obviously it's going to be a hang on the back filter. If I said a 180, well, sump filter is probably the way you want to go. But 75-gallon, that's kind of like, that's right in the middle. That's right in the middle. You can go either way. 75-gallon, Jeffy says a sump filter is better for a 75-gallon. I cannot disagree with that. But at the same time, it's kind of expensive. It's expensive for a 75-gallon. That filtration system is expensive for a 75-gallon, but it will work great for a 75-gallon. You feel me? All right. What's up? Oh, Biggs is still in here. Hang on the back. I have a 75. I have a question. What if I use a pre-sponge filter and I put an air stone in there since I have a 20-gallon? All right, this is what you do. Tomorrow, go get yourself a piece of PVC that fits inside of that pre-sponge filter, right? Then put your air stone inside of the PVC and put your pre-sponge filter at the end of the air stone. Voila, you just made yourself a sponge filter. Okay? Little piece of PVC, whatever fits, whatever fits inside, whatever size that hole is, you put your piece of PVC in there. You can use a piece of hose. You can use whatever. As long as you're making water go through the sponge filter and out the top, you got yourself a sponge filter. Voila. But yeah, you can do that. You can do that. That would be the best way. If you put a pre-sponge filter in there, it will help. It'd be best, but you need to figure out a way to get water to pass through it. The best way to do it if you have a pre-sponge filter is to find yourself some type of a tube. Put your pre-sponge filter around it, and then your air hold line inside the tube. So as it draws the air up, the water has to go through the sponge to go up there in there. Voila, air sponge. you know. Okay, I have a 75. So Biggs put Mark Big puts a Biggs puts hang on the back on there. HOB for wit, much easier to maintain. If I only had one display tank, it would be a sump. I can't argue with that. If you have one display tank, you could throw all your money at that tank. If you only had one display tank, I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that. What should I feed my angels daily, or what do you feel? What do you feed them daily? Okay. All right. Even if they, all right, give me a sec. Even if they're very small, you have. All right. All right. So, how many tanks do you have? How many tanks do you have? 56, 72. How many aquariums do you have? Do you have a beta? Yes, I do. I have a buttload of betas that I'm about to put on the website. I just gotta take pictures and stuff. Actually, that's what I was doing. Not you, Jeff. I know you got a buttload of tanks. All right, the reason why no aquarium salt. Oh, you don't have no aquarium salt? I have them in. All right, the reason why I say, you asked me what I feed my fish. I feed my fish food that I sell on my website, right? I feed them food that I sell on my website. This is what I feed my fish on my website. It's Pro Mix Staple. But this is a lot of damn food. This is a lot of food. Normally, this is a pound of food. It's normally for people to have multiple aquariums. If you have one aquarium, I don't know. This is a lot of damn food for one aquarium. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all, gotta love the South. Almost never snows. Hey, so I live in Florida, and while you're right, it doesn't snow. You don't got to love the South. You don't got to love. I still miss the North. I miss my Timberland boots. I miss my leather jackets. I miss my hoodies. I miss pants. You hear me? I miss pants. I don't remember the last time I wore pants. I'm Daffy Ducking it everywhere I go. But here, let me help you. You can go get Extreme. Actually, I would get Tetra before I get Extreme, to be honest with you. Tetra, you feeding Viber Bites. You want to feed them a good staple food every, and then stuff like frozen fruit foods and bug bites, that you want to give them occasionally 3 times a week as a supplement to up their protein. I've never lived in the North. I don't know why, but that statement sounds so Game of Thrones. I've never lived in the North. I have. I'm from the North. I love the North. Ooh, you just got see your power outages. Tetra's a great food. I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't gonna lie to you. Listen, Tetra's a great middle of the road food. I'm sorry, it is. I don't know. Tetra's a great middle of the. Yeah. Y'all Yankees, yes, I am. I love it, man. I love it. New York. But as for the sumps, it depends. If I am only going to have one aquarium, I'm going to have a sump. If I'm going to have a handful of aquariums, 5 or less, I'm going to have hang on the backs. If I'm going to have more than that, I'm going to have sponge filters because of electricity, cost. For the person who asked me that question about sponge filters hang on the backs, there's my answer. 67 degrees today, 28 degrees tomorrow morning. Go figure. I don't know. All I know is I've been wearing shorts and t-shirts every day for a long time now. A long time. How do y'all feel about Tetra food? Queen of the South. How y'all feel about Tetra food? Y'all know how I feel about it. How was your Christmas, Funk? I gotta be honest with you, Foxy. It works. I'm not mad at it for the price. I think it's just as good as Extreme, to be honest with you. I read the labels. I feel like Tetra is comparable to Extreme. Yeah, good budget food. It didn't feel like Christmas. This world that we live in today really sucked the joy out of me. But I will say this. My daughter Olivia, the 13-year-old, she's really coming into her own as to oh, you're shoveling? Ooh. She's really coming into her own personality. She's got this whole goth thing going on. Anime, goth, Japanese horror thing. I don't know. So she wanted a bunch of that type of stuff. And she's never really been into fashion, but she's really wanting clothes that like go, you know, that kind of like emulate her personality that she's kind of grown into. So watching her get all the stuff that she wanted that kind of brings out her personality. You saw the boots? Yeah. I don't get it. I don't get that look, but she does. She loves it, and she was very, very happy she got it. So it was kind of like, you know, head scratcher. Mia, my 6-year-old, you know, the one that's autistic, this was the first year that she actually opened up her gifts. She has never ripped open her gifts. Every year since she was born till now, we've had to open up the gifts because she would just look at them. You know, hey, Merry Christmas, and we'd put a gift in front of her, and she would just kind of look at it. And we'd go, look, this is how you do it. And we'd rip a little piece, and we'd put her hand on it and try and get her to do it, but she would never do it. She'd never do it. Last year, we ripped open the gift, we took it out of the box, we gave it to her. She took it and put it in her closet, closed the closet. She hid it because she didn't accept it, because, you know, she's autistic, so sometimes they don't. It was just a lot, you know, like, why is everybody throwing paper all over the place and all this new stuff everywhere? It's early in the morning. What the hell is going on here? So it was a weird thing for her. This year, she actually opened up the gifts, and she opened up the boxes, and we, you know, here, this is your gift. And she could be like, ooh, you know, you saw her get excited about her gifts. So if it wasn't for that, Christmas this year would be a big old fat dud. But for that purpose alone, you know, kids always win. That's a win in so many words this year. Yeah, yes, Foxy, yes. What's up, Debs? How you doing? Notice Mia is communicating better and better every year. She is. She's this last 6 months, especially this year, she has done a lot more talking. She says, you know, daddy a lot. Has been a big year for Mia. It really has. 2025 has been a big year for Mia as far as her development goes. So I'm eager to see what 2000, because it was like really went from like 0 to 100 real fast in 2026. So I'm really eager to see what happens in 2026 as far as Mia goes. You know, yeah. I don't know. What about y'all? How is 2025 for y'all? What do you think? Would you like to try and do a redo? Like, take it or leave it? How'd it go for y'all? You know, I can't. I don't know. For me, it was crappy. It was soul sucking. You know what I mean? It sucked. Yeah, it sucked. But that's because I'm. All right, this is one of the main reasons why it sucked. Because while I started, you know, the website, ditto. I started the website. I got more focused. A lot of it's because the crap that was being thrown at me from the world. I'm waiting for 2000. Oh, kidney stones. Hey, so you know what I noticed? I learned, and I used to drink a lot of cranberry juice. Cranberry juice causes kidney stones. I found that. I guess how I found that out. I got kidney stones, and it was because I drink a lot of cranberry juice. So I don't no longer drink cranberry juice, but I am very, and a lot of y'all probably think I'm full of it, but it's true. I'm very empathetic. I'm an empath. I'm not no, like I'm not do 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 do. I can't read minds or stuff like that, but I pick up cues, better stories. How you doing? I pick up emotional cues from people around me, and it kind of just drips onto me. So if I'm around happy people, I'm in a good mood. If I'm around people, even if they're not complaining, but they're kind of grumpy, I feel their energy, and it kind of leeches on to me. It sticks to me. So I get grumpy. This year, everybody's been grumpy. So I've been very grumpy this year. And it's because of the world, you know? I wouldn't wish kidney stones on nobody. Can you please shout out my page? I've started this channel 2 weeks back only for betas and guppies. Well, let me find out. Let me look at your page to decide if I'm going to shout it out or not. Well, let's see. Let's see what you're about there, beta stories. Do you mind? Do you mind if I look at your channel? I would imagine you wouldn't mind if you're asking me to shout you out. Let's see. Let's see what's up. I'm gonna check you out. Go to channel. I'm gonna go to channel. So normally, no, I do not shout. No, don't go look at your channel. Well, I'm there now. 71 subscribers with 15 videos. So normally I don't. What to expect on our channel? Normally I do not do this shout out people because I don't know. It just seems, I don't know, like beta breeding tips. Lineage DIY beta tank setups. The reason why I'm saying this is because I would be interested in this. Tank makes obfuscates. Okay, let's see. Home, shorts, and posts. So you got shorts. So really you have just shorts. I see just shorts right now. Okay. Ah. 71 shorts. Flaring. New mollyfish. Do you ever plan on doing any long form videos? You ever plan on doing long form videos? You said no, don't look at your channel. How am I going to shout you out? You tell me don't look at your channel. No, don't look at my channel. But you want me to tell people to give you go to your channel. I'm already shouting you out just by talking about it. Lone Star Fins. First time on it. I keep on visiting various farms. Okay. First time here. Nice to have you, Lone Star Fins. Lone Star Fins. Stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas. Texas people are freaking cool. Texas people are crazy. Texas people don't believe that they are United States citizens. You ask people from Texas, what are you? And what do they tell you? Hey, Lone Star Fins, what are you? I'm a Texan. That's right. That's right. Texas people, I'm a Texan. That's what I am. Nah, but where are you from? Texas. I'm a Texan. Texas. Yo, these Texas people they're wild. They're not ashamed of it. So I was in Texas. My son, right? He joined the Air Force, and I was in Texas. I was in Texas to go to his Air Force. To go to his graduation, and I met up with this one YouTuber who was in Texas at the time, and so when I went down there, he took me out to and there was this one, and she was Mexican descent, right? But I wasn't sure exactly what type of Latina she was, so she's at the end of the bar, right? I wasn't trying to be funny or not. She was just very funny. She was really loud. She was having a good time. She was cracking jokes with everybody. I was not trying to hit on her or nothing like that. I'm whatever. She was just making me laugh. I said, "What are you, by the way?" You know what I'm saying? And she goes, "I'm Texan." And no. I said, "What nationality are you?" Texan. I said, no. I know you from Texas, but where are you? Where's your bloodline from? Texas. I'm like, yo, you're starting to piss me off now, homegirl. What are you? I'm Texan. I'm like, son of a bitch. You know what I'm trying to say. She refused to tell me anything except for Texan. I said, okay then, you freaking Texan. Get it. Okay, I got it. Yep, it was 78 on Christmas. Different, bigger and stronger. I'm gonna be honest with you. As someone who was born in Brooklyn and grew up on the Northeast, I never had any desire to go to Texas. You know what I knew about Texas? I learned from Dallas that I don't know. I know I'm telling my age. A lot of you Gen Xers know that there was like this TV show. It was basically like a sitcom soap opera drama called Dallas. And that's all I knew about Texas was from Dallas with J.R. Hewen and all that. I never, ever wanted to go to Texas because I was like, there's nothing that would remotely interest me in Texas. The people in Texas, I don't want nothing to do with them. I joined the army, and let me tell you, I met the strangest people, the coolest people, some of the most diverse people I ever met were from freaking Texas. What's up, animal? And it totally threw me off as to what I thought Texas was. I ain't gonna lie to you. Oh, snap! Oh, dip! Yo. What the heck is your name now? Mr. Biggs #1? Is that what we're calling ourselves now? Is that the world we live in now? Is that the world we live in now? Bryce, boy, I got a 20-gallon long tank with all live plants. Well, I'm glad you don't have a 20-gallon long with all dead plants. What else you got in your tank other than live plants in your 20-gallon long? I got a 20-gallon long right there. Right there. I just put some mouse in there. Some mouse. I got me some yellow convicts in there. Driftwood. Yeah, driftwood and mouse. Texas terrain and culture is very diverse. Yeah, it is. It is. It is that. I remember when I was in the army, I took a layover in Texas from Germany. I went from Germany. No, I was in Bosnia. I was in Bosnia. Then went to Germany. Anyway, I came to the States, and one of my stops was in Amarillo, Texas. And let me tell you what I saw in Amarillo, Texas. Nothing. I saw absolutely nope. I lie. I saw a real live tumbleweed in Amarillo, Texas. I thought I was in a cartoon. There is nothing in Amarillo, Texas, except tumbleweeds. Hey, you're welcome for my service. Nah, you don't have to thank me. Any stocking ideas for a long 55-gallon? Shoot. My favorite fish to keep right now. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm really loving these. Hybrids. They're really interesting me. They're very interesting to me. Hybrids of every type right now. Right now that it's hybrids is kind of really hybrid cichlids are really kind of making me kind of bing. Of course, angelfish, cichlids of any type, to be honest with you. But right now, hybrids have really kind of piqued my interest. Any stocking ideas for a 55? Depends on what type of person you are. What type of fish? I know you've seen fish before. What is that number one fish that you're like, oh my God, I have to have that fish? And that will determine what you can put in the 55. I mean, because a 55 is a pretty decent sized tank that you can put pretty much, you could pretty much walk into any pet store and buy 75% of the fish that normal LFSs, local fish stores sell. 75%. But though out of those 75%, they can't all live with each other. You have to be like, okay, I'm going with semi-aggressive fish that grow smaller, or I'm going with a community tank, or I'm doing a planet tank. It's just you have to find out what type of fish do you want. Do you want cichlids, more aggressive fish? There's so many different types of fish. But if you were new to the hobby, I would say go with Mimbuna cichlids. Mimbuna. Hey, Mimbuna. Because they're cheap, they're super colorful, you can find them anywhere, and they're action-packed. And the cool thing about Mimbuna cichlids is that the rule is you get a lot of them. You can't overstock them. The rule is you're supposed to overstock them. It helps with the aggression. Now, later on down the line, once you get good with learning how to take care of, learning your nitrogen cycle, learning how to maintain an aquarium, you might want to transfer out of Mimbuna cichlids. Most people do. But I love Mimbuna cichlids for first-timers because they don't know what they want. They just know they want color and things to move around. And they want to get and they don't want to spend a whole lot of money. Mimbuna cichlids fit the bill. Simmerweeds. I still check in occasionally. Boricua. Yes. Yes. Angels are great in seven. Yep. I'm New Yorican. My red Texas is looking nice. Yeah. The blue is really coming out. I just wish it would go from the pink to the orange. It used to be orange, and now it's doing a mood swing. It's not very. Oh, you just hatched your first angels tonight? Oh man, you're gonna be stuck with a 200 angelfish. Gouramis. Whitaker's telling you all kinds of fish that are good. You good. Don't keep Texas cichlids. Why, do you take offense to keeping Texas cichlids? I think Texas cichlids is an awesome cichlid. I've kept them before. I got a red Texas cichlid right there. Are you mad at me because I got a red Texas? Stay away from stay away from American cichlids in a 55. They get too big. I say phooey, phooey to that. What about convicts? Jack Dempsey's? So you're thinking about Central American cichlids, you know. I don't know. I love hybrid cichlids all day right now. How trying to cross a confo with a jag. Okay. German blue rams. My experience, German blue rams like really warm water, like 85 degrees, in between 80 in high, low 80s, low to mid 80 degrees, established planted aquarium. And I'm talking about an aquarium that's like 6 months old, at least, and planted. They do the best in. Not saying you have to have that. I've just noticed that people who have had established planted aquariums with temperatures of 82-ish and better have had better luck with rams. That's just my experience. I can tell you what, though, I know I have some Bolivian rams that I used to think were butt ugly, but these Bolivian rams have really colored up real nice. Yellow gold rams seem to be pretty strong and hardy. So if you was looking at rams, I go that way. Aqua Boogie. I was gonna name myself Aqua Boogie. I really was. German rams, angelfish are both American cichlids, and BS funk. 76 is plenty. 76 is plenty what? I don't know what you're talking about. 76 is what? You talking about for temperature? I'm just talking about in my experience. In my experience, everybody who's had warmer tanks, if you're talking about temperature, everybody who's had warmer tanks has had better what's the word I'm looking for? Better luck with rams. Not saying that they don't live in 77 degrees or 78 degrees. I'm just saying they have better luck keeping them alive in higher temperatures. Temps. Yeah, no, I'm not saying they don't live at all. I'm just saying they have better luck in higher temperatures. That's just in my experience. Yeah, I agree with you, Flowerhorn. Angels can have one heck of a personality. I had one named Cheddar. He was hilarious. I don't know if it's genetics. I just over the years I've noticed that more people with warmer tanks have had better luck with them. That's just, I mean, in general, they seem to have better luck with them. Regardless of whether I was in Jersey, in Florida, or Virginia, it just, I don't know. That's been my consensus. It's funny, my wife wasn't into the fish world. I didn't know I was going to be fully invested. Once she got into it, yeah, that's what happens. As soon as the old lady gets into it, yep. Then it's like a free pass to go wild. How much I have spent and how many things I bought as backups in case the heater goes out or if the power goes out. Oh yeah? Oh man, depending on where. See, I live in Florida, so I backup stuff I don't have to worry about as much anymore. You know, as far as heat goes, because every time the temperature has gone out over here, it's been in the summertime. You know what I mean? It's always been in the summertime. So, I have a quick question for you. If you don't mind answering, I have a 20-gallon tank set for Juliochromous cichlids, and not sure how many to start out with for a species only tank. Julius? I'm just going off my experience, Jeffy. Stop being so snotty with your rams. You may have a different experience. Maybe they make different rams up there in Wisconsin. Maybe they make rams with fluoride in them and they last longer. I don't freaking know. All I know is every time a customer comes into one of my stores and they go, "My rams keep dying. What should I do?" And every time I tell them to raise the temperature, they don't die no more. Explain that one, Jeffy. Explain it, huh? Explain that to me. It works every time, Jeffy. Every time, sometimes. Julie's. I don't know, man. For a 20, you have what 20-gallon tank set for Juliochrome cichlids. I'm not sure how many to start out with. Are you trying to breed them? If you're trying to breed them in a 20, I would say get a male and two females. They're not a huge cichlid, but they do like to wander and roam, and you do want to watch them swim. If you're setting up a tank specifically for Julie's, honestly, I would do 3 and a 20. You didn't say a 20 long or a 20 high. If you had a 20 long, that would be the best. But honestly, I would get 3. You know, Julie's, depending on which ones you get. 3 of them this big. You get some other fish in there as dither fish. You could probably get some type of a like Java fern or Anubias, so you can have plants in there with them. You get some other small Tanganyikans to go in there too. So yeah, honestly, if you're trying to breed, I would say 3. If my power goes out, I fire up the wood burning stove, and my house jumps up to 80. Wood burning stove, wow. I have a good question. Where do you buy your fish and why? The question is for anyone and everyone. I am currently looking around for Okay, so currently I only buy my fish from a local supplier that you can only get them from here. But I am going to start selling fish on my website directly from my local supplier whenever that happens. But I know there's a lot of people in this chat that have their preference. And to be honest with you, I would probably trust the people in the chat as to where they get their fish from. I really don't have a preference online. I get mine from local places. I have a sponsor, and I have a commercial license. So I don't buy my fish retail. So it wouldn't be right for me to answer that. What's up, guys? What's up? Chip genetics too much inbreeding like a electric blue jack Dempsey. You know what? I'll give you that much. Hey, in the chat, somebody's asking where somebody could get a nice supply of fish online. Anybody know of somewhere they could get a nice supply of fish online? I know where a lot of y'all are gonna say. Jeff's right. That makes them immunocompromised. The warmer they are kept the immune systems, the more likely they are to survive. See, we're both right. We're both right, Jeffy. That's what Foxy said. They probably do have crap genetics, but they will live better with warmer water because of their crap genetics. So you can suck it, you can suck it, you can suck it. Yeah. I mean, I can't argue with any of that. Can't argue with any of that. Yo, what's up? Upstate New York. Nobody's gonna give any help as to where to go online and get fish. I know there's a place out there that a lot of people been talking about. I've never bought from them, so I cannot say. Healthier ones can handle slightly like Jeff's. It surely is flowers. Yep. I have no idea where my LFS guy gets the fish from, but what I've he quarantines the fish for you. That's awesome. In Chicago, there's a place called what? J4 Flower Horns. They have really good expensive. Okay. Local breeders or mom and pop shops. Local swaps, tropical fish there it goes. Tropical fish company, local breed. Now, has anybody bought from Tropical Fish Company so far? I do know that Tropical Fish Company. See, I've never. I don't even know. Has anybody? Are they selling yet? Are they shipping out yet? What's the deal? I've been MIA. Y'all know that. I've been M to the I to the A. It's up and running. So Tropical Fish Company is or Tropical Fish Co. or whatever they call it. I don't know. Somebody put the link in the chat, please. They are. What is your biggest accomplishment owning fish so far? For me, since I recently started, was completing the aquarium cycle with fish in my tank. 0 fish died. That's an awesome accomplishment. You know what? I'm going to ask everybody that. What do you feel is your biggest accomplishment keeping fish? That's an awesome question. What is your biggest accomplishment keeping fish? Let me see. Yes. Put the link in the chat, Jeffy. Put the link in the chat. That's a good question. Everybody, please don't jinx it. Put what you feel your biggest fish keeping accomplishment is. Oh man, you know what? Nobody's asked me that question ever in my life. What would probably be the one thing that I'm like, word, I did that? You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have to be 100% honest with you. And while it is fish keeping related, it for me, it's this channel. It's this channel. Being able to explain and help people out that ordinarily wouldn't be able to get help from people because they feel alienated or they just kind of wasn't really feeling the way, they was feeling a certain type of way. Thank you, Jeffy. Or I gave them the ability to feel like confident that, hey, look at this freaking hood rat. If he could do it, I can do it. Giving people confidence that ordinarily would probably not have the confidence to keep fish alive. and be able to help them through the easy stuff that, I mean, we see it as easy. As fish keepers, we're like, oh, that's easy. But to people who's never kept fish before, it seems very hard. It seems very like, oh, that's too hard for me. I can't do that. I don't want to do it. And then we do it, and we're like, oh, that stuff was easy. I don't know what I was tripping over, and giving people that encouragement to give it a try and helping them out. I feel like that's my biggest accomplishment in fish keeping, is helping other people, to be honest with you. Having all 6 species of greatest accomplishments in fish keeping. Overly stocked Oscars. Look at you, girl. Look at you. You know I can't say that name. I don't even know why you even put that up there. Why did you just say the regular name? The fish room. Okay. Raising a clown knife to 18 inches and it having 6 and being alive for 6 years. No water changes, just top off. Some tanks over 10. Oh, dip. No water changes, just top offs. Some tanks over 10 years now. Never changed. Wow. Hatching and raising 167 axolotls at once with no... What the heck? Dance. Quite a labor of love. So biggest accomplishment is breeding 2 species of fish to around 160 fish between both, considering in the hobby. I know it's an Oscar, I just can't say it. I don't know why. Y'all know I can't say that. Just having 220 long tanks and no fish dying. There you go. There you go. The simple. It's not don't even have to be the simple things. I'm loving this right now. Can I ask you one thing? You can ask me anything. You can ask me anything. Just know. Just know that whatever you ask me, I'm answered. I'm answered. A lot of people have fallen into that trap. Astro, not us. Yeah, you write it like that, I could say it. Whatever you ask me, I will answer it. A lot of people have fallen into the trap. Don't tempt me. People have asked me questions before, and I answered it. And they were like, oh, I really didn't expect you to do that. And I'm like, you shouldn't have did it. We can ask you anything. Sometimes I kind of get like somebody will write something and I'm like, oh man, I should not answer that question. And then I answer it and I do it anyway. And I'm like, man, I should not answer that. Literally, I as I'm reading, I was like, I shouldn't say nothing. And then I answer it. And I'm like, damn. Go ahead, ask the question. Do angels from the same spawn grow at different rates? They sure do. They sure do. Rip to half of my angels fish in my... What? R.I.P. to half... Oh, I said rip to half. I said rip to half of my angel fish in my 5-gallon bucket. R.I.P. to half of my angel... Oh, one died? Oh, I'm sorry. Good thing I'm shoveling squirrel, boys. Yeah, that's where you should shovel them right off a cliff. Answer my question, Funk. You skipped it. Hold on, wait, let me look. I just tested the water from the 5-gallon bucket. It is 0 nitrate, 0. Good. Thank you for the birthday wishes, CRP. Hold on, let's see what he got to say. If you know your fish has parasites, but you don't know which, what do? You just gotta keep looking, or just do parasites. I mean, if you know they're parasites, but you don't know which, you know that they're external or internal. Get an internal parasite medication. If you know they're external, you just don't know which, then get an external parasite medication. Or do both. Salt. Put salt in the water. Honestly, I mean, and just keep looking. But, I mean, a general parasite killer, if you don't know which, you just gotta have to like nuke it. You know, you can't really snipe if you don't know what it is. So, you know, aquarium salt. Yeah, aquarium salt. You kind of have to do a broad spectrum anti-parasitic. That's the only thing you can do if you don't know what it is. You know what I mean? So, working at this pet store, at this LFS, I did salt already, but the fish are still flashing. Hold up. Hold on. They're flashing. That doesn't necessarily mean that they have parasites though. Flashing, that just means they have irritated skin. Irritated. Their slime coat could be irritated in some way. That doesn't necessarily mean parasites. So you put salt in the water, right? And they're still flashing. You try to get something that encourages the slime coat. You tried what's that stuff with the aloe vera in it? Is it aqua coat? Hold on, wait. I have a 180-liter aquarium with a group of Colombian tetras. Now the older fish are developing dark spots. The group consists of 15 fish. They can grow quite large, and there's peace among them. There is peace among them. No biting behavior due to their teeth. That's good to hear. I'm loving it. Linda, I'm glad to hear it. I bet it sounds good. Melifix. Stress guard helps with slime coat. Yeah, so you don't necessarily, if you can't see the parasite, that doesn't necessarily mean you have a parasite. You just have an issue with irritated external slime coat issues. So try something to encourage slime coat. Philip Flop 3327. Stress guard works good. Yes. I love your name, by the way. Philip Flop. What can the dark spots be? All right, Linda. Well, do they all have, all the older ones have the dark spots, right? You said all the older ones have the dark spots. So I ran into a situation like this before. And if all the older ones have dark spots, it's probably just part of their genetics. It's something that if it's just the older ones and they all have them, it's probably supposed to be there after a certain age. What do y'all think? Chlorine, etc. can go. Yeah, see, there's chlorine flashing as well. General ick. Gray hair. What? Sir, do you have a cloudy eye, which has occurred for my female betas. Only in one eye? Is it cloudy eye in one eye, or is it pop eye? All right, so let me handle this one thing first. Okay, so I'm looking at a picture here of a Colombian tetra, and I see some with dark blotches on them. Is that what you said? Dark blotches? Let me look. Let me do one at a time. One at a time. One at a time. One at a time. You saying dark spots, but I'm seeing dark blotches on them. Yeah. I see dark blotches and spots. It seems to be natural. Linda, I think you're good. I think as they get older, they do get these dark spots. I think you're good. But the thing that really gives it away is that you're saying only the older ones have it. I ran into this with my flower horns at my new place that I'm at. All the flower horns had this one particular blotch on their side of their thing. It was like a thumbprint. And everybody was like, oh my God, they're sick. And I'm like, what sickness do you know occurs exactly the same on every single fish? It's just how they're supposed to be, in the same exact spot. So being that it's only happening on your older tetras, that means it's probably only hits after a certain age. I don't know of any illness that only affects tetras after a certain age, but I do know of color changes that affect fish after a certain age. The dark spots is probably I wouldn't worry about it at all. I wouldn't worry about it at all. All right, let me come over here and answer the next question. Do you have a resolution for cloudy eye, which occurs in the female betas? I would try first with a general cure, API general cure, to be honest with you. I don't know if you're talking about Popeye or clout. You know, which type of beta is it? Is it a dragon beta? Because there's also this thing called dragon eye, which it's basically a scaling over of the eye, and that happens in betas. So if you're not really sure of what it is, I would try API General Cure. I believe that has a Popeye solution in it. API has a pretty good breakdown of different remedies for different solutions, but it's either you can check Popeye or cloudy eye or clout. Check into API though. Check into API. It's hard to give people solutions on stuff when you can't actually see it. What are they doing that you're calling it flashing? I heard Corys do not like aquarium salt. Is that correct? I've put aquarium salt in my tanks with Corys in them before. I never had an issue. But yeah, I've never had an issue. I've never had a problem keeping Corys alive. Corys have died on my watch, but never like mass die-offs. I've never had a problem, and I regularly put salt in my aquariums. They aren't eating enough fish. Actually, you know what, June? I do have a gift for you. I do have a gift for you. Aqua Furry. Can you suggest some tank mates for a channel? You know what? No. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I can't suggest any tank mates for a damn channel. Cause I can't have any channels, and I want one, and I'm jealous. Okay, I live in the United States of America, where it's illegal to have beautiful fish, great fish, and you apparently can have them, and I cannot. So now you want me to help you with the fish that I desperately want for myself. And because I can't have them, I've never had them. Nobody I've ever known has ever had them. I cannot tell you 100% what would be a good tank mate for China. So yeah, I wouldn't even lie to you and say, oh, I know. I don't. You have angels with a fahaka? I have my angels in the same tank with a fahaka. It might not be a good for, yeah, it may not be a good thing for the fahaka. I'm not joking, June. Come to Texas, we don't register guns or fish. You know what? So check this out, Lone Star. In Florida, I'm over here in Florida. We have the bullseye snakehead, right? I think y'all got them down there too, right? Anyway, I was tempted to catch them and just put them in my tank, right? And just never show nobody. But Florida Fish and Wildlife, their rule is that if you get caught with a snakehead in your aquariums, in your home, it's a $500 fine. And I was like, $500? Okay. I think I'll be all right with that. I think I'll just keep $500, put it aside, and if I ever get, Florida Fish and Wildlife, be like, hey, you got a snakehead, a bullseye snakehead, you got to get rid of that and give us $500. I'm like, you got me. Here's $500. Take the fish. That's not the problem. The problem is $500 and 90 days in jail. That 90 days in jail, well, I don't care about being in jail for 90 days. 90 days in jail in this world that we live in could really throw me off big time, with bills and everything that I owe. You know what I'm saying? Living paycheck to paycheck. 90 days in jail is a big deal. So yeah, that's the only reason why I did. But I seriously thought. Plus, you know how tempted I would be to be like, oh, look what I got. Look what I got there. Look at that. And then somebody be like, AQUA FUNK, I don't like him because he act like he all that and he just acting stupid on my phone. So I'm gonna call the police on him. Because that's how people are, they're haters. For the Fahaka angels, that means for the Fahakas, I remember the day when snakeheads were legal. I don't ever remember a day when snakeheads were legal. Ronan. To be honest with you, there's so many fish you can put in with the betas. You already have neon tetras and black line tetras, shrimp and nerite scales. There's so many other fish. You can put platies and mollies and swordtails. There's a lot. There's so many, so many. But of course, it depends on how big your aquarium is and how many plants you have in there. You know what I mean? You only have one female beta. I would say you could have more female betas, but of course, it depends on how big the aquarium is and how many plants you have in there for cover. But jail could be a vacation for you. No, because you can't do in jail, June. You can't have no edibles, no brownies, no nothing. 90 days. Cold turkey, baby. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when the wee man can't come to you? Are you serious? Hold on. You can. They're illegal, but you can get them if they're imported. That don't even make no sense, Aqua Furry. That don't even make no sense. Yeah, I thought so. I thought so, June. Like, oh, hold on, wait, let me think about that again. I have a 40-gallon and a 90, 35, 35. Okay. You can put a whole bunch of different fish. You can put a whole bunch of different fish in there with your female beta. So many different types. I would probably be better off telling you what fish you can't put with your female beta in a tank like that. I would not put Florida flagfish. I would not put tiger barbs. I would not put paradise gouramis. I would not put any type of medium-sized cichlid. I would stick with like dwarf cichlids. It's easier to tell you what fish you can't put with it. That's how many fish. Oh, I mean, you can keep non-native fish. Okay. You got a Dutch-style planet tank. Yeah, you can have a lot. You can have a lot of fish with them. More tetras. So many different types of tetras you can put in. You can't get 420 in commissary. Not even in California. I mean, I know there's a liberal state, but that can't be token in the federal penitentiary. What's the matter? Are you crazy? Are you crazy, Foxy? A dispensary. But yeah. Can I ask a question? I gotta ask a serious question. It's been on my mind since I saw it. And I'm not trying to start nothing. But I gotta ask y'all's opinion on something. Have y'all seen Caveman Aquatic's short? He did a short recently. Have y'all seen it? You feed the cat. See, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, you know what? So recently, for those of you, June, overly stocked Oscars, she bought some food from me, right? And this bag right here was the bag. I had to buy new bags because I put a pound of food in here, right? I put a pound of food in here, like I do in every bag, right? I put a pound, and it was funny because I had different colors, but it was just the red one. And I put a pound of food in here, and then I closed it up, and then I took it, and I did. And I kind of banged it on the table just a little bit, and it busted open. I sent June a box of food, and when she got it, apparently it had busted open in transit. And June, I apologize. The bags, these bags, I had to buy new ones because apparently these bags were defective. I guess, like, did it bust open at the bottom right here? Was it at the bottom underneath? Because this is where it kept. I did a couple testers. Did it bust open right here at the bottom? Yeah. So I had to get new bags. So June, I apologize, but thank you for bringing it to my attention. I'm gonna have to make it right by you. But I got something for you, June. I do have something for you. So yeah, these bags. I had to buy a whole new batch of red bags, which is kind of crappy because I had a whole new batch of red bags already. Does anyone boil their Mopani wood before applying it to the aquarium? I do not. And I'm going to tell you why. Because even if you boil your Mopani wood before you add it to the aquarium, it's still going to keep leaching a lot of stuff. But I do a lot of water changes, so it kind of goes away kind of quickly. But I don't know. I do not do it. I don't boil it. Because I don't think you could ever, like, I don't know how long, I don't know how long would it take Mopani wood before it didn't have no more tannins. Shy Savage Cichlids, haven't watched Dude in a long time. Well, I'm glad you back. I'm glad you watching me now. I know that much. I'm glad you watching me now. Days of boiling. I don't even do it no more. I just put it in there and it'll turn my watercolor and I'll do a water change and it'll go away and then I'll do it again and I'll do it again, But I do a lot of water changes, so it doesn't really bother me. It goes away after a while. Like that tank has a whole bunch of Mopani wood in there and now it no longer leaches tannins. I can't get wood. June, you are sicko, June. That's what you are. You're just a sicko. The one that was in my 5-gallon bucket. What? I finally caught up to the live. I don't know if you read. I lost half of my angelfish in the aquarium. Also, a video on YouTube said 6 hours, I think. Okay, I read where you said RIP half my to half my fish, but I wasn't really sure what you were saying. I finally caught up to the live. I don't know if you read. I lost half of my angelfish in my aquarium. Also, a video on YouTube said 6 hours, I think. All right. I don't know what the 6 hour thing was. And did you just now lose half your angels in your tank? Just now? Because if so, you're going to have to email me at aquafunk00, aquafunk00.com with a video showing me your aquarium and explaining to me what's going on. Because if you hit me up saying, yeah, 2 of my fish got bloat, I got them in a bucket, and over the course of this live stream, you just telling me, yeah, half of them died while I was talking to you just now, there's something seriously going on that I don't think we could the two that you have in your bucket, I don't know. Email me, because sometimes stuff gets lost in the meantime, between time when we're doing live streams. aquafunk00@gmail.com. And I'll try to help you out more directly. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? No, it's hard to explain stuff in a couple of characters in text. I have that problem all the time. When I'm watching somebody's live and I'm trying to say something, it just doesn't kind of translate all that great. Okay, the rest are fine. So that's good. But like I said, when it comes to bloat, I know more people, me included, that fail at fixing bloat than actually fix it. You know what I mean? So don't feel bad. I would just adjust the just your feeding regimen, and then you know for the next time, you know, for the next time. Well, listen, y'all. I've been on this live stream for going on 2 hours. What about cavemen? Oh yeah. So, caveman, who a lot of people will ask me, like, hey, I'm just starting up a YouTube channel. Do you have advice? And I would always say, watch Caveman Aquatics first videos and see how he did his videos. His when he first started his videos out, they were stupid. Heading to the bed, sweet dreams, and happy New Year. All right, Foxy, thank you for your expertise on the Epsom salt. I really appreciate it. When he first did his aquarium channel, he would do videos on the most boringest things. You know what I mean? And I would tell people, but those boring things are the things that the everyday person is looking for. The things that he did his videos on was what the masses were asking about. You know what I mean? I can't watch the cycle. I can't watch the cycle. Those boring things were new to me. Yeah. So I would tell people, watch, if you're going to do a video, if you're going to start a YouTube channel in the aquarium hobby, watch his videos, see how he's doing. He's doing the subjects on boring crap that the everyday people are looking for. Whereas I'm doing videos that maybe people are not looking for, the average person is not looking for. But that's how he started his channels, right? Yeah, I know it drives you crazy, June, but there's a lot of people who don't know who are. No, not the caveman cycle. I'm talking about he did a short just recently. And I don't know how I feel about it. Because while I never defended caveman, as in like I'm a caveman supporter, rah rah rah. I do appreciate that he is a minority doing it big in this genre. I'm like, yay, minorities, woohoo. He's Latino and I think he's Dominican in some way. I don't know. Anyway, and I appreciated the way he started his channel. But I recently saw a short where he said, if you have an ammonia spike, do not change your water, just keep putting prime in the water. Then you keep putting stability in the water, but don't change your ammonia, just use prime and stability. And I was like, that's terrible advice. You're telling people to, if you have an ammonia spike that's going to kill your fish, Just put this in your water, it won't kill your fish, and keep on doing what you've been doing. It just happened. I saw it Friday. I saw the video Friday. It was a short, and I was like, that's the first time. Like, I know I have a question. You might answer to that ammonia spike. Go ahead, answer the question. Like, I know a lot of people have given him crap, but that's the first time. Yeah, that's the first time that everything he's ever done. I was always like, you know, it's what that's his thing. He's got a contract with CChem, da 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 da. But that's the first time I was like, oh no, don't tell people that. If you add prime and stability, will that bacteria stay in your media and help with future spikes? No, no. Okay, so this is what it is. Prime is a dechlorinator. It detoxifies your water. Okay. It's two different things, right? Prime detoxifies your water, making your tap water that has chlorines and chloramines safe. Okay, so no. You're not wrong. It's just there's more to it. So prime detoxifies your aquarium, your tap water, making it safe for your aquarium, for your fish, right? It detoxifies it. All that chlorine and chloramine. What that stuff does is that stuff will destroy your beneficial bacteria. It'll irritate your fish's gills. It does a whole bunch. It's like nuking your tank, okay? With all the all the good stuff that's in your tank, it destroys it. So what it does is it gets rid of that stuff so that it's just water. Okay, that's what prime does. Makes your water safe for your aquarium. But what it also does is it will detoxify ammonia. Okay? Now, if you have ammonia in your aquarium, your ammonia is toxic. Basically, it just makes your ammonia not lethal. So, like, let's say you're standing in poisonous gas, right? You put a gas mask on, you're not dying, but you're still standing in poisonous gas, right? So basically, the prime will make it so that this gas is no longer poison, but it's still gas. So every time you test your water, guess what it's going to say? You have high ammonia. Oh no, wait. Oh, you're asking over there. So you're always going to read that you have ammonia. Because you do. You have ammonia. It's just not killing your fish. All right? So you have ammonia. It's just not killing your fish. Now he's telling you to put stability in your tank. Now what stability is, it's basically bacteria. I know. And that's fine. Please do. Pick her brain. You're just adding bacteria in your tank. Now that bacteria goes and basically helps build up your beneficial bacteria so that it can handle more ammonia. So basically what he's telling you to do is you have an ammonia spike, you put this in your aquarium so that your ammonia is no longer toxic. Then you put this other stuff in your tank to build up more beneficial bacteria to remove that ammonia. That's basically what he's telling you to do. When all you have to do is a water change and stop doing the thing that caused the water change to begin with. Because if you start telling people, oh, you got an ammonia spike that's going to kill your fish, just add this and this in the water, then guess what they're gonna do? They're only gonna do this and this. Ammonia spike, this and this. Ammonia spike, this and this. They're gonna constantly be messing around with their beneficial bacteria, the cycle. It's all bad. The Fritz stuff is the same. So it's called Fritz 7. I actually like Fritz 7. Lots of plants help, yes. So I'm getting it now. We'll keep it short by doing the water changes. You don't have to spend more money on seed. No, you don't. You don't have to spend more money. You know what you have to do? You have to do regular maintenance. Do not overfeed your aquarium. Those are the two main things. Water changes, but that's part of regular maintenance. And know your nitrogen cycle. So know your nitrogen cycle first. Consistency is important. Is the key. Yeah. You got to know what a nitrogen cycle is. You got to know what it is first. Secondly, do not overfeed your aquarium, because you overfeed your aquarium, then you overwhelm your beneficial bacteria. And do regular maintenance to include water changes, as much water changes as necessary, depending on your bioload and how much beneficial bacteria you have in it and how much you feed. Those are the three things. Now, if there is a crazy emergency where it's late at night, something like that, my fish are dying right now, would I use prime and stability? Yes. If it is an emergency, bum. But guess what I'm going to do directly after that? Water change. And I'm going to try and figure out why it happened to begin with. You know what I mean? I can't afford Fritz with the amount of water I use. Yeah, Fritz is expensive. That gets expensive. I think one bottle is like a bottle this big is like 10 gallons. In an emergency, there's a place for that stuff. In an emergency, there's a place for that stuff. The stability, oh my God, I gotta set up a tank right away. Okay, my friend's tank crashed. It just blew up. Fish all over the floor. I used to bring them to my house. Okay, whatever. I'll set up a tank. Da 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 da. You know, there's a place for all this stuff. But telling people to do that as the solution, I don't think is a smart move. I think if he were to explain himself more on his process, safe is more reasonable. Yeah. I think if he were to explain himself on that video, on his reasoning, it wouldn't sound so drastic. But basically, it came out as, oh, you got a spike? Don't do no water changes. Don't stress. Keep doing what you're doing. Just add prime and stability. You're good. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep putting fish in. Don't lose sleep over it. That's how it came off. And I was like, oh, no, that's terrible. Do filter maintenance. I do filter maintenance when the flow is slow. Well, on a canister filter, yeah. I don't always use safe. Not that big of a deal. I don't have any chlorine remover in my house. I don't have any because I have that DIY chloramine remove thing filter. I don't have any of that stuff. Yeah, I mean, he's drawn a lot of attention. He's helped a lot of people out, especially in the beginning. But since he's got with CChem, you know, it's business. It's business. I don't think the stuff is not necessary. It's not that it doesn't work. It's just stuff like that. I just feel like it's a Band-Aid. You know, that stuff is a Band-Aid. I prefer my water before adding. I pre-filter my water before adding to the tank. Yeah, I got that whatchamacallit. Keep moving forward. Sechem Prime. What about Sechem Prime? Keep moving forward. That's what I'm talking about. Sechem Prime, yeah. Oh, do I have a video? Yeah, I do have a video for that. It's buried. It was a long time ago. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. That was an old video. It was way back when. But you know what? To be honest with you, by the way, when he hooked people. All right. 15 discount. I'm always like, damn. Yeah. That's all it is. It's just a whole bunch of basically. So, I'll try and find a video. Basically, is all it is you know those home filters with the big like cups on the bottom, and you turn them in, and they got the so. These home filters, right, that you can put together, you get them like on Amazon for like $25. Which I got a whole bunch of betas, a whole bunch of them. They're all doing great. But you can get them on. Okay, give me a sec. I'll show you my betas in a minute. So you can get you can get them on Amazon for like $25. They're like those. They turn, and you just put these things in there, and then you can connect them. I got 3. I got 1 sediment, and I got 2 carbon blocks. And these are, how many microns is these? 1 micron. 1 micron. And the water goes from my water hose, goes through this one, through the sediment, through this one, and then it's 0 chlorine. And it goes in there. And you want to say, hey, Funk, remember my cichlids? Okay. I'm trying to remember your cichlid. I'm trying to. You're going to have to give me a little bit more because I'm old. I'm going to be 50 in like 3 months. So you're going to have to give me a little something more than that. The one with the rainbow shark, they're breeding now. Hold on, wait. Oh, please, 50 ain't old. Hold on, wait. Remember my cichlids. The one with the rainbow sharks, they're breeding now. Which one's with the rainbow sharks? See, now I'm really for now because I'm like, ugh. All right, let me show you what I have so far. All right, so Red tip sharks. Red tip. Hold on, wait. Did I just meet you Friday? So now I have to go see. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Oh. It was ages ago. I'm old. I can't remember nothing. I'm sorry. But I'm glad that they're breeding. I really am. All right, let me go. All right, so y'all want to see. So I know. All right, so you want to see betas. All right, so I got a couple betas here. Couple betas. We got some alien betas. By the way, I kind of messed up. I bought a nice wave maker from an aquarium store that was closing. You didn't mess up. You didn't mess up at all. Wave makers are awesome. This is an alien right here. Here's another alien. I like alien betas. Look at him. He looks totally motionless. Okay, now he's moving. Check out this koi. No, I'm going to be selling them on the website. That's a koi right there. All they either be placots. I'm not doing any splendids. There's a marble right there. Come here, marble. There's a marble. Yeah, ain't it? That koi, where is it at? Where's she at? Where'd the koi go? Oh, check out this one. Where's this one? Which one is this? Oh, that's the koi. Check out the avatar. Oh, you should see some of the females that I have. Check out that avatar. Got that avatar. What else? Oh, check out this marble right here. I love this one. Hey, marble. Look at him. Look, he looks mean as face. Look at his face. Looks so mean. What else I got? Let me see. What's over here? What's over here? Is this one of my empty ones? Yeah, this one's one of my empty ones. I gotta put one in there. What's this one? Oh, there it goes. Another alien beta. I really like the alien betas. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like the wild look of the alien first. I like the wild look of the alien beta. Yeah. Well, I have them every 2 days. I completely change out all the water. Check out that big old koi. I change out the water every 2 days. And then, oh, check out this galaxy. I ain't gonna lie to you. I have a female galaxy over here. This is a male galaxy. And if I was gonna breed, I would breed this male galaxy with the female galaxy that I'm about to show you. This male galaxy. And this is another beta, another koi. Yeah, he made some bubble nests. That's another koi, placat. But if I was going to breed, I would breed this galaxy male right here. And I had this female galaxy placat that she and him would make some pretty. Like I've been over here contemplating to keep those and trying to breed. Here she goes. Where you at? Look at her. No problem. But I think she's awesome. I got her. That one over there. What's in here? There's another one. There's another I got an alien female right here. It's alien female. But yeah. And then, you know, the jacks. Well, I'm seriously quarantining these betas. Check out this one. He can't play. Another alien. And another avatar. Boop. June, I want to go home with you, June. June, I want to go home with you. No, I got females. I got like 5 females. I want to go home with you. June, overly stocked Oscars. Look, see, that one got a beak. I love their yellow eyes. All right, y'all take it easy. Oh, wait, let me see what else. Oh, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Where you at? Where my dude at? This is called. It's a hybrid that they're trying to like make it into a thing. They're trying to turn this into a thing, but it's never gonna be a thing, in my opinion. It's called a spotted red vieja. I think it's a beautiful fish, but they're really, really trying to like come out, like trying to make it into like the newest flower horn. Like they're charging like $200 for this dude, and I'm like, yeah, I don't really see people doing that. You know what I mean? I don't really see people doing that. Paying $200 for it. Certain people will, but not enough to really like take off and it become the new flower horn. I think it's dope too. I wouldn't pay $200 for it. I got it as a gift, you know. But yeah. Anyway, that's what I got going on right now. That's what I got going on right now. Oh man. So yeah, I gotta get the betas up and going. Yeah, so I I definitely think it's a cool fish. I do. And maybe somebody out there would spend $200 on it, or even $100. You know, I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. There's too many other fish out there that would come ahead of it before I would get like. I have a very limited amount of space to to have, you know, fish like that and stuff. So for me to just spend $200 for a fish that's gonna take up a lot of space, because it's a vieja, so it's gonna eventually take up a lot of space. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't think I would do that. Some people got that type of money. Yeah, the red tail does look like it's gonna come out to be nice. How much would you trust a bucket from Walmart that says it is 27 gallons to use as a quarantine bucket? I mean, I would be fine with it. I would still try and get a 10-gallon, because at least that way you could see them. You can't really see them in the bucket. I mean, it's just fine. I wouldn't pay anything more than $50. What's the most anybody has ever spent on a fish? I'll tell you right now how much the most I've ever spent on one fish. What's the most you've ever spent on one fish? No, that bucket, the bucket's fine. The bucket's fine for a quarantine tank, but you just can't see what's going on with them from looking down at them. That's the only problem I have with the quarantine. But you'd be better off getting a tote, a clear tote, so at least you can see through it, than a bucket. It cost me $10. Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. I'm down with it. You're a liar. You're a liar, Jeffy. You did not spend no $500. 90 for an African cichlid star sapphire. Ooh. Jeff, you're a damn liar. You didn't spend no $500. $78. 10. Bill, you've only spent $10. What did you spend $78? You gotta tell me what you spent the money on for too. $78 on what? $10 on what? Yeah, what should I be looking for from the side, the eyes, the skin? Huh? Yeah, what should I be looking for from the side? The eyes, the skin? Well, just everything in general, how it's moving. Like if you're looking down at it, you could only see like the top of it. You need to be able to see from the side what it's doing, if it's breathing heavy. You can't really see if it's breathing heavy by looking down at it. Maybe a koi, okay. A koi, all right. Maybe I still don't think you bought a koi for $500. How would y'all even say that? You spent $68K on a hammerhead shark? Man, I would have got you a hammerhead shark for $50K. Come on. I'll get you, hey, hit me up, aquafunk00@gmail.com. I'll get you a shark, a hammerhead shark for $50K. Oh, you bought 7 for $500, but that's $590 each. 7 of them for 500. See, I don't believe it. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Jeffy, I'm not saying that they wasn't worth it. I'm saying that I don't think you would spend that type of money on fish. Sorry. And are you saying koi's, like koi fish? Is that what that's supposed to be? What the hell is that? You spent $600. Koi's, I think. I don't know. I thought he was trying to say koi's, like KOI, but he was being all cool about it with the COEYS. When I get raised again, I ain't telling anyone. Why? Why would you tell anybody? Also a Fluval 407 canister. It also comes with the base and stand of the aquarium. It was planted. Okay. Corey's. Love the name. Yeah, you ain't spend $596 on Cory cats each. White convicts with pink eyes, $10. That's really $10 is the most you've ever spent on a single fish. Really? I spent $75 on one altum angel before. And it hurt. Oh, it hurt. I don't believe him. I don't believe him. I don't believe him. I'm going to let you know right now. I think Jeffy is too much of a working man to spend $600. I'm not saying that he wouldn't buy one fish for $600. I'm saying he wouldn't buy 7 fish for $600 each. Yeah, it's a good deal for as big as the Altum Angel was. It was just I'm cheap. So spending $75 on one fish when all I could think about is, man, that I could have around $100 for. Don't tell me that Altum. I don't understand what that is. But anyway, yeah, I'm getting super tired. You see my eyes? Mm-hmm. Y'all see that? Anyway, listen. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me for holy moly 2.5 hours. The hell is wrong with me? I need to get a life. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. The Oscars I want is $150. What do you want? Like, what kind of Oscars cost $150? Send me some betters. They should be up on the website soon. Depending on where you live. But yeah, I'm taking care of them, getting all nice fattened up. Gonna have already have all the shipping supplies for them. All I gotta do is get them all the Chicago. Oh, man, it might be too cold. One there, it's going on 2 o'clock here. But listen, I appreciate all you guys hanging. I live in Denmark. Really? Well, I'm glad to have you over from Denmark. I like my peoples from other countries. Do I ship to Denmark? No, I actually got somebody that was really pissed at me because I told him I didn't ship anything to Denmark because he wanted me to send him fish. I said, do you know that by the time if I sent you fish If I sent you fish with any kind of reasonable speed it'll get there alive, you know how much it would cost? And then if it did not arrive to you alive, you would want your money back. That means I would have to eat all that cost. And yeah, I'm not doing that. You from India? Well, hello to you in India. Hello for you in Denmark. Longfin platinum Oscars. Ooh, I bet that's a pretty fish. You sent me an invoice, a screenshot of the invoice. When did you do this, Jeffy? All right, Jeffy, keep shoveling. Why are you shoveling so late at night? I mean, I know it's... Damn. Yeah, it would be ridiculous. Hey, June, I'm the same with you. The short body thing, that's got to end. It's got to end. Somebody's got to put a stop to that short body's crap. I just think it's so terrible. I don't think it looks good at all. I'm sorry. I don't think it's a good look on fish. The short body? You're from here? He just said... Oh, it stopped snowing? Still, man, I'd wake up earlier than do this late. All right, look, I'm serious this time. Oh, I'm really serious this time. I gotta go to bed. I'll catch y'all all in the next one. I think me, Mexicali, and Nick from In My Tanks are going live on Tuesday. I need to catch. I'm out, man. Have a good night. Thanks for the advice. No problem. And no problem. It happens randomly, but I wouldn't breed too short. No, I wouldn't either. Anyway, he's still trying to get some bedders. Anyway, I'll catch y'all later. I'm telling you, it's gonna be up on the website soon. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Later, y'all.